Hello everyone, welcome to Literature Camp, the channel for the preparation of UGC NET and set in English Literature. I am Debarghya Chakraborty. Today, in this video, I am going to give you a list of important writers or must-read writers for the preparation of UGC NET in English Literature. I am sure you are worried about the writers, how many writers you should read to qualify. This list I have made today is going to help you immensely to qualify. The writers I have listed today came almost every time. Yes, every time in UGC NET exam. You thank me later after examination that these writers came or not. And do not skip the video. You can skip one writer. So let's start this video. The first writer you should read, according to me, is Philip Sidney. Special importance on apology for poetry. They usually ask a question from apology for poetry. Look, I have not listed all the writers. I can give you a list. I can begin with Geoffrey Chaucer, right? According to me, Geoffrey Chaucer is not important from UGC NET examination. You can skip Geoffrey Chaucer. The idea of important writer is a vague idea from the point of view of UGC NET examination. If you follow, they ask simply the unknown works of the known writers and the known works of the unknown writers. That is the traditional method of asking questions. If you follow previous year questions, you'll find it. So, first writer is Philip Sidney. Philip Sidney's special importance on apology for poetry. Second, Francis Bacon. Francis Bacon comes every time. So Francis Bacon. Next, university wits. Special importance on Christopher Marlowe. They usually ask a question from Christopher Marlowe and especially from Dr. Faustus. Yes, but they can ask any name of the work written by other university wits. So you should read all the university wits. Next, they can ask Hugh or Middleton, Decker or Chapman. You can also read these writers. Look, I have not listed Shakespeare in my list. According to me, Shakespeare is important, but they nowadays do not ask directly question from Shakespeare. Shakespeare is asked in reading comprehension part. If you check previous questions, you'll understand. Last time they gave a reading comprehension from Shakespeare, sonnet number 18. Shakespeare is asked in reading comprehension part. So you can read Shakespeare well, but there is no end of reading Shakespeare, right? So you can skip Shakespeare from the point of view of UGC NET examination. If you have read the tragedies, especially in your graduation or post-graduation, you can answer, I hope. But according to me, you can skip William Shakespeare. Next, John Donne. John Donne is very important, very important. John Donne. They will ask you some unknown works again. Next, Cavalier poets. Usually they ask one question. You get only one question from Cavalier poets. They ask basically Lovelace, Richard Lovelace or John Suckling. So Cavalier poets. Next, John Milton. I would not suggest you to read Paradise Lost now, because if you read Paradise Lost, you will be lost for the preparation of UGC NET. I am sure. You can understand syllabus is never ending. So I would suggest you to make a list of important works, remember the publication year as well. Next, Dryden. Again, you should read the unknown works of John Dryden. Next, John Bunyan. Yes, important. John Bunyan. Next, Uptraven. Very important. Uptraven is very much important. Next, Addison and Steele. They usually ask Titler or Spectator, but you should read the plays written by Addison and Steele as well. So Addison and Steele. Next, Samuel Johnson. Usually get one question from Samuel Johnson every time. So you should read Samuel Johnson. Next, Mary Wollstonecraft. Very important. Mary Wollstonecraft, William Godwin, and Edmund Burke. They are very important. So Mary Wollstonecraft, William Godwin, and Edmund Burke. Next, William Blake. You can understand how important William Blake is. So William Blake. Next, 18th century novelist. They usually ask a chronology from 18th century novelists. They ask four novels from different novelists. Lawrence Sterne, uh, or Fielding, Richardson, right? So you should read them well. So 18th century novelists. Next, Fanny Burnett. Important, important. Next, if I talk about romantic age, if we come to romantic age is very much important. Many questions come from romantic age. So Wordsworth, Keats, Coleridge, Byron. You should read them, especially the unknown works written by them. All right, Wordsworth, Keats, Coleridge, and Byron. Try to remember the names of the works, the unimportant or less known works written by these writers. You should read Shelley well. You get more than 2 questions every time from Shelley. So Shelley is a must-read writer. Next, Charles Lamb. Again, very important. Charles Lamb, De Quincey, Hazlitt. These prose writers. Charles Lamb, De Quincey, Hazlitt. Next, Maria Edgeworth. Very important. Maria Edgeworth. Next, Jane Austen. Jane Austen is asked every time. Usually they ask the chronology or the characters from the novel. So Jane Austen. Charles Dickens. Every time Charles Dickens is asked. Charles Dickens. Generally they ask the chronology. They can ask the characters as well. So Charles Dickens. Next, George Eliot and Bronte sisters. You get usually a chronology from these writers, George Eliot and Bronte sisters, but you should know all the works written by them. So George Eliot and Bronte sisters. All right. Next, Thomas Hardy. Thomas Hardy is very important. They ask chronology again, or the unknown works written by Thomas Hardy. So Thomas Hardy is a must read. Then Tennyson, Browning, they ask questions. Simply they'll ask 1 or 2 poems, definitely less known poems. They will not ask simply a known poem written by them. They will never ask this kind of question. They will ask unknown or less known works, poems written by Tennyson and Browning. So Tennyson and Browning. Next, Thomas Carlyle. Yes, Thomas Carlyle and John Ruskin. They are very much important from the point of view of UGC NET. Next, T.S. Eliot. Very significant. Usually you get more than 2 questions from T.S. Eliot. You get a question from direct from tradition and individual talent. All right. So T.S. Eliot. D.H. Lawrence. Again, they ask chronology or characters from D.H. Lawrence every time. Every time. Next, W.H. Auden. You should read W.H. Auden. Next, Virginia Woolf. Virginia Woolf is somebody who is asked, of course, every time, more than 3-4 questions. If we follow 2 years back, perhaps in 2021 or 2022, 5 questions. 5 questions came from Virginia Woolf. They asked 5 questions from Virginia Woolf. Can you think about it? My God. So read Virginia Woolf. Next, usually get again a chronology from James Joyce or E.M. Forster, right? These writers, these novelists. So James Joyce, E.M. Forster, you should read. Next, Samuel Beckett. Samuel Beckett. They usually ask a question from the Waiting for Godot, right? But they can ask any name of the works as well. So Samuel Beckett, special attention to Waiting for Godot. Next, Harold Pinter. Every time comes Harold Pinter. Next, uh, Philip Larkin. Philip Larkin and CMS Heaney. They're asked every time, almost every time. Next, Doric Lessings. Very much important. Doris Lessings. Next, Peter Ackroyd. Peter Ackroyd. You should read. Next, Iris Murdoch. Iris Murdoch and Anthony Burgess. They're coming nowadays. So Iris Murdoch and Anthony Burgess, you should read. Next, and the final writer is V.S. Naipaul. Every time V.S. Naipaul is asked, so you should read V.S. Naipaul. So this is a complete list. I hope if you follow this list, you will understand how important they are. Not now, perhaps, not now, but after examination. You thank me later. And if you're new to my channel, let me tell you, I have created this channel for the preparation of UGC NET in English literature. If you have internet pack, you can simply watch my classes. And I am sure this channel, Literature Camp, is going to help immensely for your preparation. So thanks for your attention.